Hello, so today I thought I'd show you a little bit about this release. We think this has gone under a lot of people's radars. It's gone under your radar, I think. Yeah. I don't think you've seen it. It's called Frozen in Time, and it's an old Masuda thing. However, this is the high-tech version of it. With so many effects at the minute on the market to do with watches and time and stuff like that, I think this has sort of slipped by most magicians, but I think this is fantastic. It's actually better than the Turner watch and some other things, and I'll explain why in a second. But for now, I'm just going to briefly demonstrate it for you, because there's not really a demo video out there of the effect as such, so I'm going to do it for you now. So Daniel, you'll notice on the table there's a little box.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it here, and I'm not going to touch it anymore. Now, before we do go any further, I want you to think of a number between 1 and 12. Any number you want. And if you could name that number out loud, what number would it be?
5.
5. Any reason?
No.
Just really?
Random. 5.
Just the first number that you thought of, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Really interesting. There's a reason that I say it's interesting, because a lot of people wonder how I got into magic. A lot of people know I got a Paul Daniels magic set, which a lot of people know. But a lot of people don't know is that my granddad actually did magic. He wasn't a magician, but he did a couple of daft tricks. And he used to do that trick, you know, with the clock, where he would get you to think of a time and you'd be able to tell you the time. And it was just that, you know, that old mathematical force where you ended up on a certain hour.
All right.
And he used to use it with a little pocket watch. And I always thought it was a trick pocket watch. So when I got into magic, I wanted the watch. Eventually, he gave us the watch, and I found out it was just a broken pocket watch which was stuck on a certain time, and he just forced the time. But when he passed away, I got given the watch, even though it was broken. I used to keep it in this little box. Unfortunately, because it's broken, I don't do that anymore, but I do keep something more interesting than that in there. Now, I haven't touched it this whole time. It's been there since the beginning. I don't touch it. If you take the elastic band off, and if you lift the lid off the box, you'll see that inside there's something a lot more interesting. It's very interesting because it's actually a photograph sealed in Perspex. If you lift it out, I don't want to touch it. If you lift it out yourself, you'll see that actually the photograph, what's really interesting is the clock in the photograph was actually set to
5 o'clock, yeah.
Which is the time you named. Weird, right?
Mm.
This is completely examinable. They can examine this to the heart content. It really is a photograph sealed in Perspex. What I love about this is the fact that it's a photograph. It's not a real watch. Yeah. It's not a real watch or clock. It's a photograph. So I think to a general spectator, for me, I think it's more impossible, because they know you can't change a photograph, right? Don't get us wrong, I love the Turner watch, I love the Infinity watch, I love all those type things. I do prefer this. Obviously, it's got its cons. It can't be on any minute. It can only be on any hour. But this, just for people at home, this does work on literally any hour that they name. They open the box and it's set at that time. Everything is fully examinable. There's nothing to find. They can examine it, the heart's content. But yeah, I think that's the reason that I like it, is just because it's a photograph and not a physical watch. Yeah. I do think some people know that watches can be changed, especially tags and stuff. You press a button and the pointers fly around to a set time. I don't know, maybe people think that, I don't know how he's adjusted the watch in my hand, but somehow he's adjusted the watch. No, but a photograph, you can't have 12 photographs.
I don't wear a watch. I don't like wearing wrist jewellery. This is
but
nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Frozen in Time. And like I say, pretty much everybody I've showed it to have absolutely loved it. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe come and see us at Blackpool or pop in the shop. Love to show you it. See you soon.